Yeah, we live, baby. I think you gotta bring it back. Bring it back.
If you let them. Lock so dry, you might have to wet them. Bad feel, mad real. Give you a bad feel like you living here.
Oh, you played
What's
the
up,
first, man. What's going on, man? Welcome everybody to the HUSL Hour. I am the co-host, Detravius Bethia, aka the Deacon. We got Charlie Bingham, the King Bingham. You see the dollar sign hit his cash app, aka the Bishop. And we actually was before we even got on, we was talking about changing the name. We think we outgrew his name, but if y'all got some suggestions for the name, leave them in the comments. What's going on, brother? Oh, let's hit him with the sponsors. Who is sponsored by?
Sponsored by us, Charlie Bingham, Junior.com, the death of Mr. Good Game. You want some game? Ladies, if you really want to know how a real dude think, if you ain't got no brothers, this is a great book to pick up because this was my diary. And what's up, cuz Leslie? And at that time, I was more of a savage in writing about some real stuff, real issues. So you want to learn how to get a ring on it, you get a little bit of that game in there, but it ain't for free.
It ain't for free. Hey, cuz, what's going on? My cousin always checking in. I love her, man. We grew up together. She was my she put me onto a lot of game directly and indirectly when it comes to just women and relationship, how women move and all that type of stuff. We the same age, but it's good when you have a person like that you're running with that's the same age and of the opposite sex show, you be seeing the cheat codes, yeah.
Yep. I agree. That's why I say if you ain't got no brothers, then we got something for you.
Got you. Yo, let's just go all the way in. This the first joint. This camera's going Karen, and you let him. We talking about the Short Hills Mall. That happened in my state, not too far. I mean, that's as far enough from me now, but I've been to Short Hills Malls plenty of times. And this is one of those things where it was interesting because I had a conversation with my homie, one of my white guys from play the video. You got the video queued up. I ain't even know that. Bro, you gotta tell me these things before the show starts. Yeah,
hey, man. Hey, that's what we do. Iron. You ready?
Yeah. Put it up. All right.
You gotta share it. All right, here y'all go.
It's you. Now you are. Oh my God! Oh my God! Do you see this? Oh my God! I never thought nothing like this would happen to me. She just tried to run and hit me. And now she... Did you see her? You saw her, right? They all saw her. Oh my God. Karen had a breakdown. She tried to hit me. Ask your workers. She tried to hit me. Now I have security for you. Oh my God.
You can cut it. That's enough.
Hold on, we gotta fast forward to. Wait, hold on. Let me get
come back again.
No, not when she come back because that was crazy. I like the slow crawl on the floor.
No. We're not doing this.
Wait, it's coming.
Walk away from her. Why don't she get away from me? She could get away. Go wherever you want to go.
Right, George.
This is crazy.
George on top of it. Nah, the reason I was
the crazy part. I wish I could make it. I would try, but we ain't gonna. This right here. Huckabees.
All
right. Oh wow. Yeah,
man. So, yeah. Beyond the jokes of it all, what the jokes is, the black women, oh man, black women commentary and the jokes is A1. She was like, oh my God, the way she was narrating the joint, but
that was terrible,
man. This is stuff we catching on camera, man. This is the stuff. So this has been going on for years and years and years and years, and just imagine if that thing we didn't catch, like, people don't believe this stuff is happening, but it happens all the time. But now we just catching this stuff on camera. But where I was going to go with the story it's I had a conversation with one of my white friends not too long ago, and he's a good dude. And he was so I moved to the suburbs in the 8th grade, right? First time I was really around white people like that. At least that wasn't an authority figure. And he was like, man, well, we grew up, but I didn't grow up there, right? I moved there when I was 13. Like, I don't remember like race being an issue. And I was just like, and so he's doing some things in the community within the black community, people of color. And he's saying like, you know, he gets resistance because he's a white man, and they basically look at him as the white savior coming through. And I was like, yo, bro, you just got to be aware that you are that's how they view. So it's two things that's always going on when we doing in society. We have our perception of ourselves, and the world has a perception of who we are. And if you don't understand, so he was basically saying his premise was like he don't really see color. And I was just like, all right, I believe him. But I was like, it's subconscious though. That's why images matter. And like that type of stuff right there, like when she was like, I'm just going, this her whole idea that she could just fall out and just play the victim, because she knew if it wasn't on camera, she knew that what people was going to take her story, her and because it's black versus white. If it was two white women, I don't think she would have. I know she wouldn't have did that, yo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's those type of things. I feel like we come a long way, but we got a hell of a way to go too, man. When it comes to this race relations joint.
I'm glad the sister was able to take it in stride and laugh and record it. Part 2, she's still laughing, like, and the girl is trying to run around the store and attack her, like, put your phone down and put your phone. And she actually screams like a child, like, yo, the woman was a trip. Like, she's really gonna play that I had a mental breakdown, I'm not racist thing. And I sent you an article about that, like the stages of how they do that. And I agree with the woman who recorded it. Like, that makes them very dangerous. I don't know if you remember, but when like some of these feminist movements was coming up and when Me Too first started and all of that stuff, I was on Facebook hard, like, man, y'all be careful about championing their causes. Like, they is not gonna run to your defense, Sandra Bland, but they want to pull you in and say we all women together. That worked for them for diversity, but who done got left behind? Like, I see it in corporate America all the time. Basically, Caucasian women have the ability to move either internally or externally more freely than African Americans or any other minorities. Like, when it's a diversity thing, they at the top of the list behind. Well, no, I'm gonna even say they at the top of the list, and they may be 1A, and then the LGBTQ community, Huckabees in that community are like 1B. They running neck and neck, and they accumulating a lot of power. And it's funny because they built it on the backs of, you know, minority movements, and minorities would join in. But when it's something like specific only to African American women, ain't nobody riding with that. And we saw this in the video. As this crazy woman clearly,
the lady
store that tried to attack her. It was they didn't say anything to her. They at first they said something to the black woman, like, why don't you walk away? Move around. And it's like, no, we're not gonna do. I loved her response, like, we're not gonna do that today.
She better than me. Like, Black Jesus ain't get that. I ain't get that far. Black Jesus, I think I would have to fight somebody. Put some hands on some.
You know what? I commend that woman, because after like part 2 of the video, when she's trying to chase you around the store, at that point, I got enough evidence. I'm putting this phone down. All right, run at me now. I ain't running this time. Clearly, you are the aggressor. Run at me now. I'm finna give you a quick 2-piece. You're gonna be on the ground bleeding. And the fact that it took security so long, I don't even think that security get there. They saying that's an upper class mall. All they need to say is there's some black people stealing from Victoria's Secret. They would have been down there within 30 seconds, bro.
Yeah, they're not. Short Hills Mall is like it's definitely a high-end mall. It's like the joint outside of DC. What is it called? We're in Atlanta now too. What's the high-end joint in Atlanta?
Lennox Mall in Buckhead, and then Atlanta, Tyson's.
Yeah. It's like one of those has all the high-end stores and all that type of stuff. I haven't been in it in years, but yeah, it definitely is a high-end store, and the reason and yeah, the security taking that long, was crazy. Like, it just goes to show, man, that everybody keep documenting this stuff, because when we say this type of stuff, like, people don't believe in us, man. Like, because I mean, that's how, I mean, this has been going on for years. Like, how many countless black men have been arrested and lynched because it's a white woman said something, played the victim role, you know what I mean? And then it happened like that. Or, I mean, it's just crazy, and we gotta keep documenting. Like I said, we've come a long way. Like, they not lynching us in the streets like that, at least physically, but it's still a long way to go. You know what I mean? And I like bird watching joint. Remember the old bird watching one? The bird watching one was worse than me, because she said, "Yo, I'm calling them saying a black man is threatening me," or whatever her terminology was. Like, yo, this. Like, yo, that was like 2019, 2020. They know this. They know the scripts. They know what's gonna get people up in arms and what's gonna make the cops react. And we black men, but especially black people, just gotta be aware that, like, yo, we're always gonna be viewed as aggressive. You gotta conduct yourself accordingly, but you gotta protect yourself too. So I don't know the solution. I don't know if I would have been as patient as the sister was in that video, but God bless her.
From her name, that she might be African, like Nigerian or something. So she may have a little bit more self-discipline than some of us. Because that was ridiculous. Part two, like, she was literally running around the store.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
blockers. Like, no, I'm not finna do that. And then you wonder what happens if the Huckabee lady actually got some hands. Like, if she get to you and put them hands on you. Like, there is no excuse. And if this is me putting my lawyer hat on, I'd be trying to sue Victoria's Secret for some reason. I don't know, because she wasn't obligated to leave. She's trying to get her pennies, and there's only a limited amount of time, and she could say that was the only time she could be there. But the fact that they step in and stop that was ridiculous. And then one of the employees actually tried to tell her to leave again. Like, no, you bet this crazy woman who hollering like a little baby in your store. But the lady, she's mastered the script. Like, she was saving her job, and she probably did save her job, because now she can put that all on, I had a mental breakdown. Me taking my, as you like to say it, my Black Jesus hat off.
Yeah.
Our solution. We gonna and coming from a lawyer, this is probably messed up, but at some point we're gonna have to stop respecting their laws, because we see that they ain't just. And when somebody actually pulled that, I think we kind of talked about this last week with Corey, with Queen and what is it, Queen Slim or Queen and Slim, where Lena Waithe, the movie about the basically like Bonnie and Clyde.
I haven't seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about though.
Oh yeah, no, they bust a cop because he was unjustly, he was about to kill them. It's and yeah, man, that's without my Black Jesus hat on, because I know what Black Jesus tells me to do. We study in Revelations in our class, and sometimes you just got to know that the second death ain't gonna have no power over you, but we want it now sometimes, and it's like, that's foul, man. Anyway, we can go on.
Yeah, receiving the benefit of the doubt of that kind of behavior is a form of privilege. I completely agree with you, George. Oh, George, I know you was going at the cup. This was in my cup, man. Y'all playing with this COVID. I'm living my vax life, but I'm still taking that vitamin C, baby. That vitamin C.
He's a deacon now, George. Welcome to the church. Hit that cash out.
Hit that cash out. Get that cash out. Yeah.
Lies.
So we got this is a great conversation. This is a business conversation. Jay-Z versus Dame again. What's this? Part 6, man? Part 7? Part 8? What are we on, man? For those that don't know, Dame Dash tried to sell his share of Rockefeller, which he still what's left of Rockefeller, which is 1/3. And apparently Jay-Z went to the courts and was like, nah, you can't do that. And basically put a halt. And then the courts came back and basically said he could sell it. So we was talking about, we both lawyers, we was talking about some stuff behind the scenes earlier this week about IP and all that type of stuff. And it's interesting because this is what I do every day, right? And yo, people, y'all gotta get y'all when y'all start a business. So this is what I think is the problem. I might have said this on here. I know I said it on the podcast before. I think their problem when they started the company, they were just three young dudes with some money and was like, yo, let's rock out. And they never really officially formalized things with the operating agreement. They might just file the LLC papers. So when you file your LLC papers, that's just the legal structure.
You get your EIN.
Yeah, you get your EIN, you get your LLC page, you get your EIN number. If you good, you go get your state tax registration number. But at the end of the day, you still got to figure out how you're gonna run business. So, for example, the reason I think there's an issue and it's going to continue to be an issue because they didn't have operating agreement in place. So, wow. I mean, that's the only reason it makes sense that. So, and the reason I say that because the operating agreement spells out how do you go about selling your share, right? So if you never talked about that, so when Dame talks about like when Jay-Z went in and started negotiating with Def Jam to sell his company, like he's salty about it. Like, why would you do that without us? It's like he did it without y'all because y'all didn't have it in you ain't having no place in writing that said he couldn't do it or what he should be doing. And like now it's like it's obviously they don't agree on how he should do what he should do with his business as far as like selling it or getting rid of it. So now they're in court, but apparently the court said he could do whatever he want with it. I didn't read the documents. I ain't gonna lie about that. But I think the whole thing goes back to like, yo, when you go into business, I know it's hard, and I know everybody hates paying an attorney, but get you an attorney, man, to walk you through those hard questions. Like, how do you go about who owns the IP, right? So we talked about that behind the scenes. We got something coming on. Like who owns IP is everything, really. Like the brand. Like if you don't got the brand is everything.
Yeah, to make sure you own your stuff. I think the suit was about Jay-Z was trying to block him because Dame Dash was planning on auctioning his share of the Blueprint, or not the Blueprint, but Reasonable Doubt, Rockefeller, that album. And Dame was like, man, that ain't what I'm trying to do. Don't be trying to put words in my mouth. I'm trying to sell my 1/3 because he wanted to get some NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And I'm telling you, that's the wave. Like Bitcoin, what else? Maybe Instagram back in the day. All of us that's a little older and more established, we should be looking into NFTs. That's the next wave. I'm going to keep saying it because that's our chance at we figure that out. We might be the next Bitcoin type millionaires on some NFT type stuff. I'm working on that. But Dame was like, no, I'm just trying to sell my 1/3 interest. And as you said, Detravius, if there's no operating agreement or I'm not obligated to sell it to you. And he said, Jay-Z offered him some the price was unacceptable that Jay-Z offered to buy it. So Dame, knowing his value and his worth, was like, well, I'm auctioning it off then. Somebody will want this. And what they know, somebody buying that is Jay-Z gonna come. He gonna eventually want this. Because if you think about it, Reasonable Doubt is like, for me, that was one of Jay's best albums. And it's not on Apple because of this kind of dispute, and Jay-Z's music is on like all of these streaming platforms, but this one he has to get like an agreement together with the other people who own the interest. Same thing with like the old 8-Ball MJG. I was talking to somebody about this before. That album Coming Out Hard was hard, but you won't find it. You can't really find it on the streaming platforms, the original versions, because they didn't have their paperwork together. So get your paperwork together.
Yeah, who were they on? It was on not Rap a Lot. It was on
they started with like Rap a Lot, then they created their own thing.
Swisher House, right? Suave House.
But I think it's like Tony Draper. He'll come out with that first one, and it was so. I was telling this girl from Memphis, Lay It Down, Raise Me. If you don't know what that is, you want to hear a passionate song, almost like Tupac's Hit 'Em Up, go listen to the original Lay It Down from Coming Out Hard, and that'll tell you a little something. That's probably why we got Pimp in the name.
I'm trying to get up the notes. That's what I'm doing.
The next topics.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a co-producer, co-host, whatever you call me.
Yeah.
I'll be looking out. I got you, brother. We also got the book.
Yeah, but
50
we got something before that. What was before that?
Did you send it to me an email?
Yeah, I'm trying to get
I
it
don't
up
see
now.
it in the text. You typically text it to me.
Yeah. But go with Space Jam. You said you saw Space Jam.
Oh yeah. Space Jam. I had to tell my son today because I get up, he watching other people play the game on YouTube. He like this free game, Apex Legends, and so it's a shooter game. But
Okay.
instead of playing it, he enjoys watching some of these YouTube
Yo,
people.
man, that's the wave, man. You know, one of the biggest YouTube people on YouTube is a gamer that just streams his games. I forgot his name.
Ninja
He
or
makes
something. I know Microsoft was fighting for somebody like that when
yo,
they
he
bought.
makes I think he made like 80 million one year streaming. Well, that's not all he does, but that's a lot of what he does, yo. It's just stream
And they
video what they
grown.
play.
They like people
Grown
our
men.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, son, man, why don't you play the game? You ain't gonna get no better. This not adding anything to your life. And this is gonna tie in with Space Jam. If you see it, LeBron is just trying to teach his son, hey man, go do something, work hard. You want to be successful, you got to work hard. And his son just kind of want to play video games, but video games is his thing. So I'm trying to be balanced, just like we watched it last night as a family, just like LeBron. And I'm like, look, son, while you watching YouTube, you know what all them kids in the basketball camp and all your friends is doing that watch Space Jam? They out there practicing the in and out crossover step back. Because that was the move that LeBron. I'm like, why would LeBron share that kind of proprietary information? Like, that's something you teach your kids, but that's almost an unstoppable move. If somebody got bad defense with the in and out and you sell it, they turning their hips so they could try to, especially if they think you faster, so they could run with you to the basket. You cross them over, man, they likely to fall if they ain't got good balance. But I'm talking to my son and I'm like, hey, man, he gave you the secret. The kids don't have that ain't privileged like you, son. They out there practicing it and they gonna dog you. So he actually put the game down and went and practiced. But Space Jam, again, it solidifies LeBron James' legacy. Like, how can you hate this man? Like, how can you even dislike this man unless you just a hater? Like, the man, he's a family man. The only thing he didn't do was put his real family in there, and I'm sure his wife has something to say about that. But I mean, it's a great, wholesome family movie, feel good. It teaches so many lessons for the parents and the children. It was just dope all around, man.
Yeah, they rarely. I haven't seen a movie where they where like the athlete, because there's a couple of movies out there where they put their real family in. So I think that's, they be like, yo, we hired you, we didn't hire your families. I think that might be something the studio got going on, because I'm sure they probably like, yo, I'm trying to put my family in, and the studio's probably like, nah, they got to try out. So I got the other topic. I don't know how I forgot it. Stephen A, bro. What you think about the Stephen A, this controversy? Because you the whole tip. So I put this topic really on there for you to the hotep. Like, black people like to say, yo, you gonna hotep, or just a hotep. I'm gonna need you to hotep with this one.
I didn't even really get into this. Apparently he says something about Asians, but I did see an article that said somebody else said the best player in baseball, we can't have the best player in baseball that needs an interpreter to talk to the press.
Yeah, that's basically what he said.
Yeah, Stephen A came on top of that, and it just shows, man, almost like the fall of Rome. First off, Stephen A. Smith got a picture with David A. Clark, who was a sheriff in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I know who he is. Oh, yeah, tell people who he is, yeah.
He was like the 50 Cent of police. He just wanted to antagonize anything, but he was real Republican, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, like a straight up coon wearing cowboy hats. And if you proud enough to post a picture with him, it's like, Stephen A., you done got the bag now. You assimilated good. You may be from Philly and may have been like, I don't know, because I don't know Stephen A. personally, but from my perception from the outside looking in is, hey man, you did what you needed to do to get close to the people that you needed to get close to at ESPN. They put you on TV, gave you this large contract, but you're not the voice of the black people. You don't speak for us, but that's kind of how you sold yourself to ESPN and your audience. We only rock with you because you would say some stuff that was real, and then you seem to have said it with a lot of passion. Everybody knows Stephen A. when he debating or talking about stats with oh boy, he's like really loud and passionate and all of that stuff. And now I'm looking like, yeah, man, you done got the bag. You did what you needed to do. Now it's time to kind of take that off and be who you really are. If that was your means to the end, but I don't think he speak for all of us. And I don't know, maybe now he done got his money. He's a little further. And I think you're going to see this with how the athletes deal with him, because we starting to see his opinions a little bit more coming out there, and he going at certain athletes, which is like, we knew you was going to do that. That's exactly, but it's safe for you to go at us. And that's probably why they paid you to say what they thinking. Like, nah, man, you sometimes it seems like he don't have empathy for these athletes that come from humble beginnings, got a lot of money and want to do different stuff. And he's just like, this is what you get paid for. Man, we don't want that perspective. So I don't really rock with him like that.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna go someplace else with it. But you didn't, so that's what it is. So
about the race thing and all of that, and how you apologize, like that's a cool. You'll talk about us, but again, just like the Jewish community, the LGBTQ community, if you want to hold on to those sponsorships, if you know that you've hit a red flag or triggered them, you better backwalk yourself quickly. And he ain't standing on what he meant and didn't articulate it. I think I didn't see it, but I think the very next episode at the beginning, he was apologizing and singing that sad song. Yeah. So you give us more context, because Stephen A. is a non-factor to me.
Yeah, I never was so for in full transparency, I never really was a fan of his. I never really watched the dude like that. Like, I mean, obviously I know his what he's known for is like, get into it. Like, yeah, I know he's known for that. But the thing that I didn't respect about him is that you hit it on it at the end. I thought you was gonna go started with it. It was like he has no problem doubling down, tripling down when he say something crazy about black people. Like, no, I'm black. I know what the problem is. You out here smoking weed. Like, yo, bro, like, yo, he always saying something crazy about black people or black athlete. I ain't say black people. He's always saying something crazy about a black athlete. He doubled downs on that joint and triple downs when when Colin Kaepernick was doing something. He went on crazy, and everybody know that followed me on social media, that was following me back then. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Colin Kaepernick and what I understood what he was trying to do, but I just didn't think he was the guy to do it. And I don't think he really knew what he was doing. I think he really just
a little bit more melanin or something.
Nah, I think what Colin Kaepernick, what he did, and all the evidence, get out your emotions. All the evidence suggests this, that he just was sitting down. Somebody caught it on camera. Then he became like, he wasn't trying to start no movement. You know what I'm saying? He was just sitting down. Yeah, did it for a couple games, and somebody randomly in the stands took a picture of him and then made it an article about, yo, he was, he's sitting down, and then Colin Kaepernick, then it became like a movement. Like, he wasn't trying, he had no press conference. Like, that man never told you his stance ever. Like, he barely communicate with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had a tweet every now and then. It's like, yo, I just didn't think he was genuine about it. And I know I don't know them personally. I know people that's part of his team and his lawyers, and a lot of that stuff started to become like it was strategic, right? It was like, all right, we know he's not going in the NFL anymore, so how do we get this bag? And I ain't mad at nobody for getting any money, but I mean, he seemed to be doing some good with his money, so I'm not, it is what it is, but I never was like supporting him like that. So back to Stephen A. So Stephen A. went hard on the dude, and somebody came at him. Then he doubled down. He went hard on multiple black athletes, and I just don't respect. Like, if you, like, for me, if anybody know me and you've been around me, like, if I say something or if I write something, like, for the most part, I meant that I might make it like so it's salacious or it gets attention, but I don't put on per se. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't write stuff just to be writing. And if you ask me, I'll double down on it if I still believe it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna apologize just because you got the heat on me, but I'm not getting that 80 million or whatever he's getting either. So maybe I might tap dance. Somebody give me that 80 million.
Take that. Yeah, no, we saw that with the Kwame Brown thing. Like, Kwame's offended by something you said. You take a whole show not to apologize, but say I said what I said. Like you said, you double down. Yeah. And how many minority athletes have you done that with? It's only until you tick off corporate America that, you know, like, no, I can't respect that, bro. That's fine. Yeah. Get your back. It's not going to, you know, change my life one way or the other. But for the record, yeah, I can't respect that, Stephen A. What else we got, brother?
So we got so we running good on time today. So then is we got the book review and well, obviously we got to do the practical advice. We got half an hour though. You wanted to hop in on something else? I wish I could comment on the Space Jam joint, but I haven't seen it yet. But you got HBO Max or you went to the movies?
Yeah, Jesse. Look, you talk about my Cricket Wireless, but I got HBO Max and Disney Plus, Jesse. I choose where to put my money.
Was that joint jerking when you was watching it? It kind of too smooth. Or was
it like all the way smooth, brother? Cricket
yeah,
Wireless is only on my phone. Let me be clear. I got the best internet. Business fiber optics. I just got
watching movies,
huh?
Yeah, when you be watching movies, your joint be looking like the old Missy Elliott videos from back in the day.
I can't stand the rain, like you on the Fire Stick with Cody.
Yeah, that's how your joint looking. But we got the book. The book. So I'm about to get on you. I told you I was gonna get on you on record with the book, man. So we got the book. Hustle Harder. 50 Cent. So you got the link up. Nah,
no, I don't, for the book. But I'll go and put it in there. Let me see. Hustle Harder.
Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson. And let me go on record. So I've been trying to. So we got a book a week, right? That we review, and we send each other books, right? I've been trying to get this joker to listen to this book for. It's probably a month now, yo. So he was like, "Nah, I don't already read a 50 Cent book. I'm good." like, yo, this drink's pretty good. I'm like, nah. I'm already good. I read the 50th Law. I'm good on that. What else he got to say? I'm good on that. So he finally got into it this week. This joker gonna text me like, "Yo, you was right, son. This joint is real good. Why didn't you tell me about it before?" I'm like, yeah,
I ain't saying why you didn't tell me about it before. I gave him his flowers. I gave him his props. You know, ninjas gonna nig if you let him. So he had to add that part. But he was right. I reached out and was like, yo, yeah, no, this is really resonating with me. And I think 50 Cent did a good job of kind of putting some of the lessons he's learned in our language, which is exactly what I'm working hard to do. All of this traveling and
oh yeah. So before you get into it, hold on. We ain't do the we ain't get to the cash app.
Oh yeah, hit the cash app for the cash app. Because the stuff we get y'all gonna bless y'all life. Invest into the kingdom.
Invest in the kingdom. And text 347-644-2260 with suggestions and questions for the show. Nobody actually has hit that up there, but y'all have hit me in the background for and asked me to talk about a couple things. This is the Hustle Hour. I didn't even was hitting the Western there. I was going to the conversation. I forgot about this. The Cash App. Who the sponsor again?
The Death of Mr. Good Game. CharlieBinghamJr.com. Second book hopefully will be here by beginning of 2021. Beginning of 2022. Lord's will. You know, we don't know where we're gonna be in America. This is a side topic, but even with the fact that Stephen A felt the need to, since we got some space, since Stephen A felt the need to kind of look at the baseball game, you see all of this diversity, and we saw USA getting a butt kicked by the Nigerian team. Hey man, USA better step it up. We done got we done got full of ourselves, and the rest of the world been humbly grinding, and we starting to see, y'all ain't got the excellence that y'all think y'all got because we've been resting on our morals as a country. So Babylon.
You said morals? You said morals? It's not morals, Jesse. It's
our,
laurels.
our laurels. I'm sorry. You're right. Because we definitely ain't got no morals over here. There you go. Iron sharpens iron. I'll take that one. Go ahead, Bishop. I mean, Deacon.
Yeah, hit the cash app. That's deep within 2008. The King Bingham. Dollar sign obviously is in front of him. Y'all don't know that by now. Y'all ain't been using Cash App. Or you can Venmo me. Send me the message in the background. I take Venmo too. It's also this is I had this credit book that I can't say I wrote it, but I curated it. It's at social.thebuffet.com/credit. If you used I have a link, but if you lose the link that's in it or hit me behind the scenes for the link, I'll send it to you. You can get it for a 25% discount. We got to get our credit together because credit is everything, man. Credit is everything. Like they use your credit for jobs now, bro.
Yeah.
And insurance policies.
Yeah. You judged a lot by that. I think it's kind of artificial to basically determine your integrity, but it is what it
is. But you got to play the game though.
Systems is rigged, right? That whole system is rigged. Yeah. But back to 50 though.
Yeah, but back to 50s. Oh, go ahead.
I agree. I thought with the 50th law and just the fearlessness, what he did with Robert Greene.
So hold on, let's tell people what it's about. So basically, what he does. Mm-hmm. He tells a bit of his life into the story. He weaves his lives in the story. He weaves his business business ventures he have in the story. But he tells the stories and then he gives you lessons. So the first chapter is about being fearless, right? Is it a rig trip? I don't know what that means. Figure that's your mom. Hey, Mama Bingo.
Yeah, no. She put it on when we was talking about credit and how to even ask you to rig. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yes, so the first chapter is about being fearless. He's basically saying like you gotta be fearless, and he goes down. So each lesson is given through his life, right? So the fearless chapter he talked about just being raised in South Jamaica, Queens, and being shot and all that, and how he had to develop fearlessness to go forward. And it really resonated to me. So we kind of got similar backgrounds, and everybody probably tired of hearing this, but they hear, right? So like, I was in the hood from ages 0 to 13, and it was always one of those things where I was like, I wasn't in like necessarily the nice parts of the hood either. Like, you know what I mean? It's hoods, and then there's hoods within the hoods. I was in the hoods within the hoods, and and you were saying how this book is like talks to us. Like, you got to develop that fearlessness. You're going to be who you want to be. And obviously, I'm a smart dude. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Hold up. You see stuff. But
you see the degree.
So I never actually felt pressure. Like, I never was one of them dudes that felt like, I never got bullied or nothing like that. So let me stop lying. I was about to go and start lying, yo. I'm the deacon now. I can't be lying. I never felt bullied, bro. What you got from that chapter though? But go ahead. I cut you off. But I just want to give people the background.
You gave the proper background, and it's funny. He talks about some of the learning experiences that he had. Not necessarily mistakes, but he learned from the things that he did. And one of the things you and I were talking about behind the scenes was he had a DJ or a producer who used to let him record his early mixtapes in his basement. And
so Shy Money XL. Go ahead.
Yeah. And in his mind, he was like, this my dude. I'm carrying him with me. So when he got his deal, I guess corporate America came to him like, yo, we got this bill for $15,000 from your guy. And Shy Money sent an invoice to the record label like, yo, I helped him record this stuff. This is what I want, $15,000. There's the thing. 50 was like, he was caught off guard because he could have came to him, but he was planning on taking him, and 50 was playing the long game the whole time. And he gave him the 15, but he was like, hey, man.
No, you skipping the whole part. He said, yo, I could give you the, I think it was 50,000, I believe. 50 or 15, the point is still going to be the same. So he said, I'll give you, he's like, yo, I could give you that money. I could give you a point off the album. And Shy Money XL was like, nah, just give me the money up front. I just take the money. So he said that point on that album ended up being worth like $3 million. And he was like basically shot money, like his lack of long-term vision and short-sightedness made him he basically missed out on over 2 million, close to $3 million based because he wanted 50,000 up front or 15, whatever it was. And basically was just saying like you gotta know, well, we'll know your worth, but you also gotta have that long vision. Because he was like, it was obvious that it was going to blow. He was like, it wasn't even a gamble at that point. He got signed. He was like, it was obvious it was going to blow. He said, I told him, like, yo, I give you the money now, or I give you a point off the album. He was like, yo, I need the money now, basically.
Yeah. And one thing I got from that is, I thought to some extent, even though he rich, some people are in the right place at the right time. I didn't think he was as intelligent as he was. But he explains how he was very strategic in everything that he did. And I'm not surprised that he's the mogul that he is now. Like, he talks about how his record company, he recognized that they wasn't investing in him and building the buzz that they were supposed to be doing. And so, he goes out and basically picks a fight. With the song to build buzz around his name. He also
talks about How to Rob. That was a song.
Yeah. How to Rob, and then him and Kanye, he found out had albums dropping on the same day, but that was when Kanye was with Rockefeller and Jay-Z, and Jay-Z was putting everything behind Kanye to make sure Kanye won. And 50 was like, yo, I reached out to Kanye, like, well, let's make it a battle then. He talks about how he's never been scared of competition. And another point he made was, if we can't be friends, he was like, at least let's be enemies. Yeah, he talked about how he picked on Oprah like that because she was kind of tearing down rap music, and Oprah's homegirl.
Hold on. I see your mom on her social media marketing type. Look at her picture. She got the picture of the book as
cross branding, brother.
Yeah, she got that. The Master P, y'all the Master P family out here, yo.
my hair is my crown. Anybody want an internship? You do marketing? Hit me up, especially digital marketing, man. We get you some free books. We can barter. I may even give you some free legal counsel if you really tight like that. We could do some business together. So hit your boy up. Y'all see me here on Facebook. Send me a private message or something. But 50 Cent is smarter than we think he are. He is. He's very intelligent. And that's what I got from the book. Like, oh, we done learned some of the same lessons. And even though he's amassed a lot of money, one of the things you could feel the pain that comes through is his relationship with his oldest son.
With his son,
who's entitled, and his mama put the entitlement in him. Like, man, that really resonated with me. When he was talking about how he asked his baby mama, she supported him through the rough time. So he's like, well, what's your dreams? What's your goals? What you want to do so I can support you? And, he got all this money now. And it sounds like it broke his heart when she was like, what I'm going to work for, because you got it. And it was like, that's what that goes to my very nature. The life is working towards something that you want. That's how he came up. And the fact that she just was willing to just take whatever, he was like, at that point, their relationship changed, and she infected his son with that.
Yeah,
that resonated with me because it's not directly applicable to me and my wife's situation, but I've always asked my wife too, because she supported me. What is it you want to do? I'm going to get behind you. You want to run for Congress? You sacrifice so much. I want to sacrifice for you. And she's content. And what I learned, just like 50 Cent is, we just different. I was born with an inner hustle. Like I'm ambitious. I'm going to always want more. We come up with different ideas, because I'm hitting you up. We started with Pimp, but we got something else for y'all after reading Contagious that's going to blow. And you and I talked about like the Shy Money situation. I hit the Travius for y'all, just some insight. I hit him with a proposition like, look, I'll pay for a logo. I already got it. The Travius got it in his inbox. I'm like, you do trademarks, you do the trademark, and you put yourself as the co-author. This is intellectual property. So I could pay you to do a trademark for me, or I could try to do it myself. But this is some Nipsey Hussle, LeBron James. Let's put each other on. We can both keep that point. This is like a point on the album. I'm confident that this concept, what we gonna do, is gonna be pun intended.
Y'all gonna hear about it. Y'all gonna hear about it. Yeah,
it's gonna be contagious. But let's build together as a people, and that's what we doing.
George, you missed Contagious. We reviewed Contagious last week.
Yeah,
that was last week.
It's a dope book.
Yeah,
but 50 Cent had more lessons in that book than I suspected. So y'all hit the Deacon's cash app up. Hit the Deacon cat because he was really sweating me about it. I would have just not read it because we got a whole list of books. Literally, let me just show for the people. For the people, I still got a stack that I'm still dealing with. It's on the graphics, so all of them books, we're gonna try to read all of the books on the graphics that we gave you, and I got about like 10 that I
we got the graphics. They got the graphics. So you know what I'm gonna do? I just think about this is like we live, right? So everything is coming out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start sharing the graphic, and I'm gonna start sharing the link to the Amazon thing where you could just click on it. Probably like once a week, so people just could be in their mind. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think about that now, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm on the page. But yeah, we got also what was cool about it, like you say, like you get I always understood he was smart because I don't think he gets where he's at by not being smart, but he just basically what's the book you said before we got on air? And I was like, that's basically what 50 Cent's book is about. You had told me something before we got on the air.
I was talking about my second book. It's very similar to, I'm gonna bring out my lessons just like 50 Cent. Like, look, here's the game right here.
You said you always tell your son to hustle smarter.
Oh yeah, hustle smarter. Work harder. Harder, not harder. Yeah.
Not harder, yeah. I was like,
and that's basically what Smart Cuts is about. It's on our list.
Yep. You know what? We probably, because we read it before, we should read that. Because we already got the next 3 weeks planned out. Put that after that, because that's a good one too. Because you put me on that years ago.
Oh, what? Say it again. Focusing on Detravius for real, y'all. I probably wouldn't have read this one without Detravius, and it was some good game. What he say? If I can't be your friend, at least let me be your enemy.
So I
hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, so that's I think he got that concept. It phrased a different way in the 48 Laws of Power, I believe, or it's in one of them books, The Prince, or something like that.
Explain to the people what it is. You remember?
Yeah, so he went at, I don't know if people remember, but he went at Oprah amongst the many people he went at, and he went at the Oprah, and his reason was like Oprah would never invite him on the show, so he was like, all right, if I can't go on your show, then F you, whatever. He named his dog Oprah. Real disrespectful with it. Named his dog Oprah and everything, right? So he said he got in a room with Gail. I don't know where they was at, but they was in some room, probably where the upper echelon Illuminati people were. And Gail was like, she spoke to him. He said Gail came at him like, yo, what's really good with you? You talk to my girl crazy. And he was like, yo, he was surprised. He was taking it back, like, nah. So he said he had a conversation with Gail, and Gail was like, oh, you real cool. I think Oprah would like to meet you. I think she really would like you.
It was Gail went at him like with some real intellectual but hood type behavior, very direct, confrontational, which he likes. And in his conversation, he said, well, if I can't be her friend, at least I could be her enemy. And that's what triggered Gail, oh, you different.
Yeah. And that's when she hooked him up to Oprah, and they had the little powwow, whatever they had. I don't know, because I didn't see it. But he did say that. He said, if I can't be a friend, at least let me be her enemy. And that's when she was like, oh yeah, you different. I think Oprah would like you. Let me plug you with Oprah. And then they did their thing. So I'm just gonna give out the chapters.
So let's explain this now. His reasoning is, if you can't be the friend because he wants to love everybody, and we thinking he got all of these beefs, he's like, no, I'm going to intentionally at least be your enemy, because if I'm your enemy, you talking about me. Nobody talks about somebody that they feel neutral about to their friends. But if they hate you or they're your enemy, they're going to talk about you, and that only helps you.
Yeah, he's not trying to be an enemy with anybody. You got to be somebody for him to be an enemy with, right? So, he ain't just saying like, yo, you go out, you can't be friends with everybody, be an enemy. Like, you gotta be strategic about it. You gotta be enemies with somebody that is going to benefit you in the long term, because they, like you said, they're gonna have him talk about you or whatever. So he said the same thing with Kanye. Like, they built the whole competition thing. He knew you skipped this detail. He said his record company was losing faith in him, and they didn't put any marketing dollars behind him. So he said he knew Jay-Z and them is going to put all that marketing dollars behind Kanye. So he said, yo, he reached out to Kanye like, yo, let's have this competition. We drop it on the same day. And Kanye was with it. And he basically used Def Jam's marketing dollars basically to get his album hot. And he ended up losing the quote unquote battle. But he was like, yo, that was the point, was like my company they wasn't doing anything for me. So I used Def Jam to steamroll. I used the steam from Kanye and their budget to enhance my position. And I think it was dope, man. His next chapter, well, one of the chapters is called Heart of a Hustler. We talked about that. Just like having that work ethic. Like, you gotta but it's also you working hard, but you working smart. And he said constructing your crew. We didn't talk about that. So we talked about constructing our crew behind the scenes, right? Like, now we getting bigger. Like, we gotta start putting people on the team. And basically, I think he talked about he talked about
diversity. He talked about Deepak Chopra and how Deepak Chopra is one of his friends taught him meditating, and Robert Greene is one of them.
Yeah, I think Robert Greene is I think Robert Greene is a ghostwriter on this book, but I don't know for sure.
It was well written. It was definitely well written. Look, props to 50, props to you. I got newfound respect for 50, because the fact that he was
you don't got newfound respect for me, yo. Yeah, I done put you on to the joint.
I said more respect to you, brother. You know, I've always known you a marketing genius on the low. For real. And you know, I've been telling you that this ain't just telling you this on the show. Like, I've always been like, Detravius, you can do more, man. You could do more than be the funny guy. You got 1,000 comment thread, man. Figure out some way to monetize that. So I've always had respect for you. But 50, I mean, the fact that he was thinking this even back then, when you then go back and look at his moves and how he was antagonizing Floyd Mayweather and some of these other people, it's like, yeah, you was playing chess. You on some, for those that ain't seen the movie Fresh, he was without his mom, don't know his dad, and was able to get where he's at. Like, he had to outthink a lot of people who underestimated him. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. That's dope. So I'm glad I read it. It's so many lessons. I'm gonna shut up. Yeah. But I got so many lessons.
Yeah, that's gonna be my I think that's my number one book for like a person that's really trying to start a business or in business. I think it's a whole bunch of lessons in there, man. I'm gonna start recommending that book a lot. And also, we coming to the end, so you got to hit the prayer, but we got knowing your value. We talked about that, like Sha Money, and then evolve or die. So basically, that is about him changing the life from going from rapper. He was talking about how, you know, people were seeing him as a rapper. He was losing steam, so he said he basically was like, yo, let me hop into this TV and film. And he talked about the role where he lost 100 pounds or something like that. And he was like, I didn't really do it for the money. I did it for the experience. But he was saying it's all about evolution. And like, and obviously we're all moving someplace, but I don't know if we're all evolving into something greater than what we are now. Then I just dropped the jewel. Hold on. I just dropped the jewel right there, yeah. I think I need to hit that.
And I'm gonna come on top of you and drop another jewel. The distinction and the reason 50 is where he's at now is not only was he evolving, but he was evolving with purpose and strategy. Like, that's what I got from it. Like, dude, you was thinking about all this when you started that, and when you did this and that. And sometimes you got to take a step back, what seems like a step back to most people, to take 2 steps forward. And 50, we all know he rich now, but you read the book, you understand. Dude was thinking on some other, like the battle with Kanye, like you said, he was thinking on some other stuff. And instead of complaining about, well, I don't have this or I don't have that, he used this hustler's mentality to figure out, all right, well, how I'm gonna get to where I'm trying to get to. So as we evolve, we got to think about evolving before we evolve. What we going to evolve to? You and I, we're entrepreneurs and other stuff, but where are we evolving? And are we evolving with purpose and strategy? And I think we're doing that to some extent with becoming content creators and sharing a little bit of ourselves with the world.
Yeah,
trying
absolutely.
to positively influence my people. See what I did there?
Yeah, positively influence my we got some things. We still learning, man. But this is the journey, and this is all about we making our mistakes. We doing the things, the right things, and showing all this is live. So once it's live, we here, right? So love you guys for all the great information that y'all pour out into us as a people. Yeah, that's my cousin. You welcome, cuz. We gotta do a cookout, son.
Yeah, hit that cash out, cuz. Hit that cash out. I know you're gonna show something to the Travius when you see him, but you might not see me in person. Go ahead, hit that cash out, cuz.
So we coming to the show. So let's see the comments. I think we covered all the comments. We don't have any questions. Do y'all have any questions for us? Recommendations? We could do a lot. So your mom said evolving into something greater. I'm gonna say Vicky Bingham because she's more than your mom. Vicky Bingham. Leslie Gillespie. I put that up there.
Hey, where's Corey at?
That's a great question, man. Corey at the conference, I believe.
He's at some, Candace, we got to check on them. Where are the first members of the church? We ain't seen Candace in like 2 weeks. Was she training for a triathlon or something? She gonna see this.
Yeah.
Shout out to Candace. We looking for you.
Candace and Corey. I think Corey's at he's at some content creator conference or something. I think
we might have to strategically meet up there. We have to talk to Corey offline. It's all about evolving people, getting better, and like the book, working hard but hustling smarter.
Yeah, so we're gonna come up with a new name for the show because we outgrew his name. Well, I know we outgrew his name because we'll figure it out. And I hope y'all come along because that's an IP, right? I guess that's brand.
We got
I want to start my business. I would love some. Leslie, we can talk. I want to start my business. I would love some information on ins and outs. So call me. Well, you got my number. So call me. I'm about to go on vacation though, so I'll be back next week. But call me and we assess
Puerto Rico.
Y'all trying to get the cash app filled, y'all. You can't tell people.
People want to support you regardless, man. That's another thing. Oh, one other thing that resonated with me, and I know we're getting ready to go. It was something to the extent of when we pray for wealth and success and money, we don't realize that we also need to pray for protection from jealousy and envy, because those are natural things that come with that. And he talked about how people will want to feed his family. He don't fool with his family because he could buy him a Cadillac and they like, well, why you ain't give me a Ferrari? You did this or this for so-and-so and all of that stuff, and how people can distract you from your purpose. So be careful. Some people will drain you. When you're getting drained, you feel drained because you're taking on other people's stuff. Sometimes you just got to let go.
All right, Bishop, I need you to close out in a short one, powerful one. All right, go ahead.
Now you want a short one. You was clowning me last week because we passed the booty on. Pastor went in like it was the Thanksgiving prayer. Like, we ready to eat, Pastor. Can we close? I got you.
Go ahead.
Dear God, thank you for all that you are. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your patience and working with us, Jesse's. Thank you for your love. We just come asking that you will forgive us of our wrongdoings, our sins, when we fall short, when we get distracted from our purpose. We just pray that you will keep our foot in line on the path towards our purpose, which you would have us to fulfill. We pray that you allow us to be a blessing to all those we encounter. Protect us from evil. Help us to be the best us that we can be. In your precious son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 59-21. Boom.
59-21. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to people that's going to watch this thing on replay. Follow us across all social media. Go support the book. The links will be in the descriptions of the show. Please like, rate, review. If you're hearing this on a podcast, and please share this wherever you're getting this, you're viewing this content, because it really helps us a lot. And it really the show's been growing every week though, so something's been going right. So I'll let y'all next week. All right, y'all. Peace.